Right, welcome back to another episode of us chasing fish. Right, me and Nath tonight. Nath's been allowed out again. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. But we're after the hounds. We're at a beach called Beltinge. Sorry about Nath's light. Up there is Bay. If you can see the lights past Nath. Yeah, up there's Bay. A couple of red torches on the beach. That's friends of ours. There's Tom and his Mrs Hannah and our mate Steve. Further down that way, that is Reculver, which is another well-known mark for the smoothhounds. Problem is with Reculver, everybody knows about it. It gets very, very busy. The weed this time of year, the May rot, is horrendous along there. Well, where Reculver sort of sticks out on a bit of a point, if you like, I tend to see. Well, look at it is the weed hits Reculver as it's a bit of a point, and it sort of goes round, and it just misses us here at Beltinge because it's set back a little bit. The beach is set back ever so slightly. But I mean, I've seen plenty of hounds here. I've seen a stingray here. Good mate of mine, Steve, had that a few years ago. He was using a really old battered rod and reel, and the reel gave up halfway in, and I had to hand line it in. And when we see it never had a ray off the shore. So for it to be a stingray it was unbelievable. He jumped into my arms and he cuddled me like a baby, bless him. Until this day, it was one of the best fishing moments ever because it was just such. It's a great day. Well, night. I think it was only about £9, but still, your first ray off the shore to be a stingray is unbelievable. Anyway, I think the first video I ever uploaded to Facebook, to YouTube, was actually here. I was fishing with an old mate of mine, and he had a hound on, and I stuck my phone in the water because it was the newest phone out at the time, and it was waterproof, and I wanted to try and get a smoothhound underwater, which I did. So I think it's only for a couple of seconds, and it's really dodgy filming, but I think it was the first video I ever uploaded. So yeah, look back through it, and I think it's underwater smoothhound or something like that it's called. But it was a long time ago. Anyway, so tonight obviously we're fishing with crab, 2 rods. I'm using the Continental rod tonight because that's my favourite way of fishing for the hounds, and the old Betsy Daiwa. I've now got some scales because I've had a lot of people say that I was underestimating the fish that I had the other week on the Admiralty with Nath. If you haven't seen that video, check it out because it was a brilliant video. We had a lot of fish, and there was a nice little surprise that Nath had as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on my videos. So yeah, they're the rods I'm using. Obviously, there's the bait, plenty of fresh crab. Nice rods. One of mine, one of his. Another thing, nice super duper light that charges your phone and sings and dances, and it's got a police light on and everything. That is in our raid trip that we had over the island the other week, and I put a description and a link to buy it. It's 18 quid. It's a brilliant light, brilliant light. Anyway, rigs we're both using pulley pennels, because they're pretty much the rig of choice. I mean, it's a rig I use for probably 50% of my fishing, and the other 40% of it is a pulley dropper, and the last 10% is a 2-hook loop rig. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the red lights flashing. Let me turn my light off. See the red lights flashing in the darkness over there? That is the wind farm out in the Thames estuary. Yeah, so the further north you go, if you like, up there you've got the entrance to the Thames and the entrance to the River Medway. Over there's the Isle of Sheppey, and then just round the back of that, obviously you've got the entrance to the Swale as well. As I've mentioned, the lights, them lights just over there, that's all Bay. That's my friend Steve, and I think that up there's Tom. Anyway, I will bring you back if we get a fish. Now, I've been looking at reports for here and Reculver. That's a bit further down there. I mean, you can throw a stone in it, Reculver, from here. It's that close. Problem we're having is this May rot. At the minute, we're not seeing none of it here. But if it comes a bit later on in the tide, it might really, really mess things up. Now, we've just seen a couple of anglers that have been down here all day, because you can fish here at low water as well. You just have to walk out in the sand. It's quite solid to walk on. A bit further along there's a bit of rough ground, and you can walk along on the rocks, and you can walk out on the rocks and fish off them. They haven't seen a fish all day, so call us stupid or whatever you like. We're here giving it a go, and hopefully we get one. But as I said, I will bring you back if we see any sort of fish at all. You might even get to see a dogfish if that's all we catch. In a bit. Well, I've brought you back, although I always said I'd never show a dogfish on my channel. Tom's Mrs. Hannah has just had this one. What'd you catch it on, Hannah?
Crab, I think it was.
On crab. Yeah, well, it's a fish. I mean, at the minute, it's about the best we're doing. So I think this is Hannah's second dogfish. Tom's had an eel a bit further up. Me and Nath are still blanking. And I think Steve's still blanking. But yeah, there is life out there in amongst all the weed we're getting as well. So well done, Hannah. Right, I'll bring you back if we get another one. Cheers. Right, I'm bringing you back here. And no, it's definitely not to show you my dogfish. But I'm going to just show you how the rig works. We're using the pulley rig. The reason I like these, and most other anglers do as well, and if you can see there, see the pulley bead? Alright, it's covered in a bit of weed, and there's a bead and a swivel with a hook length, which is this piece of line here. There's the yuck. Anyway, so when the fish takes, the way these work is, alright, we'll chuck the rod on the floor. So the way these work is, see my lead there? This lead is pulled up to the top of the pulley bead, and the pulley bead is attached to the main line, which is this piece of line here. So that lead now is coming in high in the water, so it keeps it away from the snags, anything on the seabed. So the lead is kept up in the air like that, and then it just basically leaves a flowing trace, if you like, to the fish. So then the fish can come in, and the likelihood of the fish getting snagged when coming in is a lot slimmer than the lead. Obviously, we all know that we can still lose fish because we've all done it. We've all looked fish. Yeah. We've been playing them, and then it feels like you've hit a brick wall where the fish has wrapped itself around something, whatever it may be. I mean, it normally happens with bigger fish, but yeah. So that's just the way the rig works for those of you that don't know. Anyway, that's enough of seeing dogfish. I will bring you back if we get a proper fish. Right, as you can see, we are walking back to the car, the skip. Nath needs a Snickers because he turns into a right diva when he's hungry and when he's got the hump. He blanked. He lost a couple of fish. I also lost what I'm pretty certain was a bass right on the surface right in front of me. It wasn't big, but it was better than a dog. So yeah, we're going home. I had one dog. Oh, Nath lost 3 sets of gear as well, so that doesn't help the cause. The other guys are still fishing. I don't know if you see them over here. You can just see their head torches down there. So Tom had an eel. I think Anna had 2 dogs in the end. Steve's had a dogfish, but yes, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm knackered. And this eel's not helping, as you can probably hear me breathing. But you know, we'll be back. We had a good one last one at the Addy, and this one turned out to be one that was a bit pants. So we all know that's fishing. If we was guaranteed to catch every time we go, I personally wouldn't go because it wouldn't be worth it. Because it's the joy of it. So anyway, Nath would because he's a glory hunter. But I've got to stop talking now because I'm absolutely knackered. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.